how you come up with such a Gantt chart, which the project managers or product managers call project management schedule. This is the schedule that you're going to use to track all the tasks, all the stages you reach in a project. Now, the main things here, we are going to have the details attached to a project, when the name of the project, when it started, the current date. Obviously, you'll relate most of the things to the current date, and you'll have the computation of the weeks you have taken since the project started. So we shall have our tasks, we shall have the project leads. These are the people responsible for each task, when every task started and ended, the days of progress, which is a difference between the start and end date. Then we shall have look at the progress, which is manually input, or you can have a tracker that computes the progress. So this is how we are going to do it. And at the end of the day, we need to look at a clear formatting of your cells, where the green is what has been done and the gray is what is pending. It means that if I reduce this to 50%, it automatically updates. If I reduce this to 34%, it automatically updates. So that's what we are going to go through. Please stay on this video up to the end. Make sure that you subscribe, notification bell, and leave us a comment. So let's go ahead and switch to our new worksheet. So this is it. We are going to start, leave some space for the header. The header, meaning where you're going to put all the details related to the project. So we shall start from row number 8. First of all, here I will start with tasks, then a project lead. We add the start date, the end date, then the number of days. Then we shall have progress here. So you can add more things that may be required on to track with your project, but this is what I'll go with. So the next thing is I'll go ahead and select row number 7 and 8, because I want to use 7 for the days. Then going through, I will want to use row number 8 for the week numbers, as you see it here. So we'll go ahead and choose a color. This time I can choose to go with you can use a brand color for your company. I can choose to go with dark black. Then I will change the font color to white. So here we go. We can release this to something like purple. Let's go with purple. There you go. So you can even choose to go ahead and bold this, but it is all your choice. Then the next thing, we are going to have the stages and the tasks. So the stages, I have planning stage. So I will copy these for now to just. So we'll copy these and I will paste them here as values. Then every after 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, I will be adding 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will add here my task 1. Then the moment I copy this to the other 4 or to the other 3 rows, it will accumulate to 1 up to 4. So I will do the same for all the other. I'll put this here. I will do the same, just copy the same here. The same task. You for this one, you're going to have the real tasks you have on your project. So I'm just making a dummy or a general data. So you can go ahead and actually even the stages, it depends on the project you're working on. If it is shifting office, you'll know that stage you are at, you have maybe looking out for a new office. Another stage is doing payments. Another stage, installation of electrical appliances. Another stage is maybe installation of cameras and security appliances. So it depends on the project you're running. So here I'll go ahead and now the next thing, we want to increase the indent. That is, you can say putting space on the left of this, or paragraphing them, maybe calling it just lean. So I'll select the tasks, that is 1 to 4, such that they appear to be below the planning stage. So when you increase indent here, you see they shift a space to the right. You can even add two like this. Then, but one is better. Since we don't have another grouping, we go with one. So the same thing, we copy it and paste it to all the other tasks. So you can always use a format painter. Double click on that, come paste there, uh, paste there, and paste there. That's what we call format painter. So it is still selected. I have to escape. Then now the next thing is we are going to give some format color to our stages such that they are different from the tasks. So I will select that, go ahead and give it a background color. Since I'm using purple, I'm going to pick out some. Let's go ahead even and change this to dark purple. So I've changed the stage name. You can increase the font. Then go ahead and double click on this to copy the formatting. Paste it here, paste it there, and paste it here. Escape to make sure that here we are. Now the next thing is we are going to have the other parts of the headers. That is the project name, project start. You can customize this to exactly what you feel like it should be. So for me, I will go with that for now, and I have aligned it to the right. So my project name is Gantt session. So let's say if I'm planning for a session, which is this we are doing, then what is the project start? Here we are starting our project. I'll use the same date such that it is easy for us to take on. I'll paste a value here. Now, why am I pasting a value? I never wanted to paste any formatting from the other side. So you know that dates are always numbers, which we call serial numbers, and which starts from 1st of Jan 1900 in Excel. So a 1 stands for that. So now these are the number of days we have gone from that first date Excel count. So I will go ahead and convert this to date. That is a control 1. Then you can convert this to a date. I will go with this. Here we go. So that is 22nd of December 2024. So here I will go and put the current date, which is equal to day. We use a today function. Tab, close parenthesis, and there we go. So the video we are recording this on 2nd of March. Then I will have the weeks in progress. So weeks in progress, I will do the day to day minus when this project started. So between the day the project started and today, this is 70 days. So we have to change this to weeks. So I will divide this by 7. So that gives us 10 weeks. Now, how do I make sure that my users know that really these are 10 weeks? I'll go ahead and format this. So the formatting, you can always go to numbers, then click on that drop down arrow. It will give you always a dialog box to change this. So I'll quickly go to custom because I want to customize this. So where there is a 0, even if there is the general or even if there is this, just delete it. Put WK, that is week space, then you put hash. Hash stands for a number in Excel. Then in case you want to have them 2 digits, you always put a 0 in front. So I'll go ahead and go with this. So this number, it is a number, but we are formatting by putting WK in front of it. I can go ahead and have these in purple. I'm going with purple, assuming that that is my theme color or my brand color. Then you can have these changed to the different colors to make sure that the users really know which is which. So obviously these will be dynamic. This will be dynamic, but when the project started is a constant. So let's start from now G, or you can even skip G always to have a space maybe to include anything you shouldn't struggle. I'll start from H. So H is 1. That is going to be my week 1 when the project started. So before I drag this to the right, I'll want to change this format. Again, Control 1 or click on this drop down. So Control 1, we'll change this to still week, then hash. That's a hash, Shift 3. So we go ahead and have the week. So I'm going to run this to the right. Sorry. Now here we are going to have that week. We are going to add 1 for every cell to have in weeks, because we want week 1, week 2, week 3 going forward. So this that is dynamic, it is what I'm going to copy to the right until I can make it up to week 25 or 30. 30 is fine. Now let's go and have the dates. So the date here, the first date is going to be when we started. So when we started, but I want to convert this such that it is short, since we know maybe we are in the same year, or you can even put there at the top. So here we go. Now I'm going to convert this Control 1. That is, we go to custom, then we're going to clear this and put this in format of DD, that is a day. Then we put MMM, that is the short name of a month. So the moment I do that, I will do OK. We know that is 22nd December. The next thing here, we want now to add 7 days, because week 2 will be after 7 days. So this is going to be that. We add there a 7. And here we go. This is the one that is dynamic. I will drag and paste it up to the end. So the easy way to do it, shortcut, you do a Control right arrow, you go at the end, go to that blank, Control Shift, you go back to the left. So what is selected now, I want to paste this to the right. I will do a Control R. Control R meaning that you paste anything you selected to the right. And since this is a formula, there we go. You can try it out on your keyboard, and that's it. Or in case you fail, please, you can go ahead and drag using your cursor up to the last date. So we have started picking. It is picking shape. Now the next thing, I don't need this distraction of grid lines. I'll go ahead and remove the grid lines. View, then check off the grid lines. There we go. Now we can have our own grids. So I will select up to G, then move up to where our tasks are ending. You can even go up to the bottom in case you need to add more. So go back to home, then borders, then more borders. Why am I using more borders? Because I want to customize this. So we'll go ahead and select first the color. I want to use a simple gray. Now since we are using purple, you can also go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to use a simple purple. Then go ahead and select the top, the middle, and the bottom. You can even use this. Then go ahead and do OK. So Now you see that is what we have at the moment, and looking better. It has picked shape. Now let me have the project leads. These are the names which you can go ahead type one by one depending on who is going to carry the responsibility. But for my case, I will come and copy the names here just to make it quick, and I paste values here. Why am I pasting values? I don't want to disorganize my my formatting. So you can even go ahead if you want to separate this from the task. You come select the name or the project lead column or details. Go back to more borders. Since this color selected, still I can say let me put this at the left, such that there is a separator. So you see there is that line which looks to be a separator from the task. So still the start date and the end date, you'll have discussed these with your teams. I can have these in the middle. Actually, I promise to bold this, and I will also go ahead and bold this. Okay, now let's have the start date and the end date. You can go ahead and manually paste these, or you can create random. I'll just take you through how we create a random date. Let's say if all these projects I want them to have started to start between the first date to maybe 10 days. In 10 days after we have started the project, all these tasks will be starting. You can always go say create a random date, and you say random between the bottom, maybe it is the start date, then the top will be this plus 10 days. So you're meaning that in 10 days all these first tasks will have started. Okay, I will have to lock this and lock this. Sorry, lock that. That is F on your keyboard, by the way. So when I drag this and control 1, change this to date format, come here to number, date, and change it to this. So you'll see that all of them are in between this date and 10 days. So you can always do it that way, just to make sure that you randomize your data. So you can check the video in the link on this video. I will put how we deal with the random between function to create your own data. So for that case, I will go ahead and copy the start date and the end date just to make it quick for us, and we'll paste here values. Here we go. Change this to date format, and there we go. So how do we get the number of days? The number of days, obviously, it is the end date minus the start date. So we shall copy this. I would have dragged this to the bottom, but it is screwing my formatting. Then how do I do it better? Copy this, select up to the bottom, go to paste special, and paste formulas only. So I want to paste formulas only, such that I don't ruin my my formatting. Now I'm getting a 0 here, which I don't want, and I want to leave this dynamic. I don't want to just delete the 0 because I don't want it. How do I upgrade this? I will upgrade this by putting an if function. So if open parenthesis, then if there is a start date, if the start date equals to null, which means equals to empty, comma, give us empty. So double quotes, opening them and closing them means blank. So that means that if the start date is blank, then leave it blank. If it is not, then calculate. So I'll do the same. Then we do the same here. We copy up to the bottom. Sorry, we select up to the bottom, then we paste formulas only. So there is this function of pasting formulas only, which you can always go with. And those using the keyboard, this is how you can do it. You press Alt, you go to H, then V, then F. It will paste the formulas down. Now you see that wherever they find there is a formula here, wherever they find the start date is null, they'll go ahead and leave null or blank. So what is the progress? We can also have random percentages here. For now, you can put the random percentages here, like let's say 34%. Go ahead and put them. I'll go ahead and copy the percentages here, and I will paste values. And since I've pasted values, I have to change this to percentage. Just come to number format here, change this to percentage. Boom, here we go. Okay, now we are picking shape. What is the next thing we do? By the way, there is one thing here that sometimes when you put decimals, you'll see remember we are dividing by 7. If you receive a decimal, then because this is 70, that's why we are not receiving a decimal. So we don't want decimal here. Make sure that you round this up. So we shall put a function of round up such that every time we divide and we are meant to get a decimal, then we shall go ahead and round this up. Oh, sorry. So round up, then the function, comma, we want 0 decimal places, then close that and enter. It means that even if this changed and you meant to divide and get a decimal, remember when we subtracted today minus when the project started, we are getting 70. But imagine this was, let's say, November. So at the end of the day here, you'll see that you may have decimals, which you'll always have to use a roundup to sort that out. So we are picking shape. We'll have my header here. Now the next thing we are going to is how do we make sure that when the project starts, we have maybe a color we're using, like I've already told you in the introduction, that the whole project timeline from start to date to end, we shall give it a gray, but the percentage that we shall have gone through, that is the progress, we give it a different color, such that I can easily tell that green has been completed and gray is still pending. So that's next we're going to go to. Before that, we'll insert a format here that is on the progress. Select all the percentages, come to condition formatting, then we want to put bars, then go ahead and select the bars. So I would have selected a purple, but it's going to be a deep purple, but you can go ahead and just go with a blue. It may work for me. There is the ones that are gradient, and there is these that are strong bars. So I'll go with that. And here we are. Now also something else we have to note that if this is 98, 94, 94 shows that it is the maximum. It means that if I change this to 56, you see 87, because it is the maximum, or 89, it shows as if it is the maximum we can ever go. So how do we change this? You go back to the condition formatting, manage rules. This is our format. Double click on it, or edit rule. Now what do we need here is we need to change the minimum and maximum not to be automatic, but we need them to be numbers. Minimum should be a 0 and the maximum should be a 1. A 1 which is always 100%. So we'll go ahead and OK and apply OK. So that's it. It means that where you have 100, that goes as the maximum. So even if you had 150, for us we know our maximum is 100, so it will always be to that maximum. So I think that's it. Now let's go ahead and create a format for our project timelines. So what I'm going to do is I will select the whole of this. Then we are going to struggle a lot scrolling up and down. To minimize that scrolling, click in column H, cell H9, that is below the week, because I want, if I scroll up, this I should remain looking at the week row. If I scroll to the right, I should look at all these details. So click there, go to view and freeze pens. So here we go and freeze pens. So in case now I scroll to the top, I scroll to the right, I have my data still visible that I want to look at. So select this up to the end. You see now it is very easy for me to go through, and then select here. I'll go there. So I'm selecting this space because that's where we need to put our formatting for our project timelines. So here we are going to put a condition format. Go to home, condition format, add a new rule. The rule we are adding, we are going to use a formula. So, and this is the formula. So I'll scroll. So I'll scroll up to the first date we have. Now this is the formula. The formula is going to be equals to and equals and. Why am I using and? Because I want to compare two dates and all of them have to be true for me to get any formatting I want to carry on with. So I'm going to select when the project started, that is on our first week, is greater or equal to our start date, then comma, because I'm looking at two conditions, they all have to be true. This, that is still the start date of the project, is less or equal to the end date. So the moment all this is true, the moment the start is greater or equal to the start date we have on the task, and the start of the project is less than or equal to when the task is ending, then what should we do? So I'll close the brackets here. What should we do here is I will want this to be given a fill of a gray. So a fill of a gray such that I know that is or I can use more colors and pick maybe a red, just to make sure that a red will stand for, no, let's go with a gray just to make it easy. Let's go with a gray and okay. But before I do I apply this, I want to first look at these references. Now remember that we are looking at the first cell of the date, but we are going to compare all the dates going to the right. It means that we shall need the columns to change from H to I to J, but we shall not need the row 7 to change. It will always be row 7, which means when we come here to our formula, row 7 can remain locked, but we shall remove a dollar on H. We do the same here. That's the reason why I'm removing the dollar from H, because I want H to change to I to change to J as we are comparing up to the end. Then now, looking at the start date and the end date we have compared with here, for them we shall not need them to change the C. The column C is a constant. We shall be changing the rows downwards, so which means I will need the 10 to change to 11 to 12 to 13, so I'll remove the dollar from the row number. So that's how we do it. That's how we do it on absolute reference and relative reference. So I'll do OK, and here we go. Oh, we had changed our, so here you go. So wherever you see a purple, wherever you see this is supposed to start from, actually I included planning, so I will remove row 9. So let me select the whole of this, go back to my manage rules. So you see this, we don't want to start from row 9, it is supposed to start from row 10 where we have our tasks. So this was supposed to be row 10. I think you understand the reason I'm doing that. Apply and OK, because our tasks start from 10, not 9. So since I had changed here, I will change back my project start to December because it has stretched. You see, the moment I update that, it is automatic, it updates. The moment I update the start date of my calendar, it does update. Even when you update when your task started, it automatically updates this. So I think that is it. The next thing is we want now to look at the progress we have gone. We schedule the progress with a different color, such that in case it is 87, we should be seeing the 87 that has been accomplished and the percentage that is remaining. How we do this? First of all, let me try it out with you by formula. So if this equals to, we are going to use the AND function again, open parenthesis. So the AND function, let me start from here. So equals to AND function, open parenthesis. So this time we are still comparing the start date here is greater than or equal to this, comma, again this greater than, less than, or equal to. Now this time, since we are looking at progress, we want to get the start date. We add there the number of days, and we get the number of days, the percentage of number of days we have moved. So it means that we shall get the start date, because I will not use the end date now because I want to get the progress. I'll get the start date. I add the number of days, but we get the percentage of the number of days moved. So this is the percentage, or the percentage of how much work has been done. So close this and enter. I will get a true. So when I drag this to the right, but even before dragging this to the right, but before I drag on the right, we have to look at the references. Still the same thing, H should be changing, should have a dollar here in between H and 7. Why I'm putting a dollar on 7 because we don't want row 7 to change as we are comparing it up to on the right. The same thing here, we are going to lock C, so the rows will be changing, so our C is going to be locked that way. Then even we are locking E because we don't want anything to change from column E as number of days, but we shall be changing the rows going downwards to 11 to 13, the same thing here. So same thing here. So that's it. Now if I copy this to the right, that is a Control R, it will show me true up to here. It means the percentage remaining is the 87, the 13. So in case I change this to 30, you'll see that's it. It changes to that. Now we are going to use the same function to use now a format for this directly. So we'll go ahead and remove this. This was a try to show you what is going to be done, but I'll copy this formula. Copy, enter. Now still we shall select our data or our range, that is up to 30, move down up to there. Then we go to new rule. We are creating a new rule, and we are using a formula this time still. Our formula is already this in our clipboard, nothing to change. We go to format, and we give this green color, and OK, and OK. So this time when you check, you'll see how it is trailing. So I can go ahead and now remove the other true and false. Sorry. So it means that, but before I remove them, I want to show you something. Undo. So it means that if I change this to 55, you see wherever there is a true, it is in green. That's exactly what we have done in formatting. If I change this to 100, I'll be getting that. So I'll go ahead and remove the wordings. Now, in our final stages, what next is we need to put some grid lines. But let's first check. You can always check your condition formatting. Let's first check the condition formatting here to make sure that it is right. I'm skeptical on this condition formatting, which starts from H. Yeah, we are starting from H10. This is H7. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and put the borders. I'll select this data of mine, the whole ranges. So okay, then select up to the bottom. Now go ahead and put a grid line. So I'm going to go back to more. This time I want to put white grid lines. I'll go with the light one. Then I need to put the outline and the inside. Go ahead and do OK. And here we shall have our grid lines. So here now it will be easy for you to go through and to just look at whatever has been completed, what is pending, and how long you have to go. So I think that's it. Then the next thing is, if I want to highlight the day to day, in case you want to highlight the day to day, like you want to know, I'll go ahead and reduce the width to that. No, okay, yeah. So if I want to highlight the day to day, such that someone knows that this is the day to day, so I will again select my range. So this is the reason why I went with freezing, such that it is easy for me to select that range every time I need. Then we create a new rule. So I want to select the day to day. I will create a new rule. Now the new rule, I will use a formula still. Now this new rule, I will want when this day is equal to this day to day. Is equal to this is equal to this. Okay, then change, we remove that. Okay, now this time I will edit this and give it, we are giving it a format. So want to give it a format of a border. So whenever where the date of today is, I want to put maybe a bold border in red. So I can go ahead and use the border at the right and on the other end. So you can increase the width of the border, but for now let's go with that. I can increase the width here, but for now let's go with that. So I'll go ahead and do OK, and I apply this. Boom. So the moment I do OK, you see now you can easily see that where our date today lies. Today is 2nd of March, and 2nd of March lies here. So you can put anything to make sure that it does the conditional formatting right. I may not have wanted to fill because it is going to remove this fill, but we shall go with that. Otherwise, or you can even always go and highlight this, or you can even put something here by putting maybe an icon to show that the day today is just in this week, or it is this day. Otherwise, that's it. In case you have learned something from this video, please go ahead and subscribe, leave us a comment, and in case you need this template, please in the comment section below put your email. I'll send you inbox. And if you need more templates like this in project management, please reach out. Comment on any of the videos. We shall always come through and engage you directly. Otherwise, have a nice day, a nice weekend, a nice good night, and a good evening wherever you are. Meet you in the next video. Bye bye.